verse chapter 30. The Samam Bonam, Canto 10, chapter 30, the Gopi search for Krishna, verse number 28, where Srimati Radharani's name indirectly mentioned. Anaya aradito nunam Bhagavan Harir Iswara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadraha. Anaya aradito nunam Bhagavan Harir Iswara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadraha. Anaya aradito nunam Bhagavan Harir Iswara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadraha. Two word. Anaya, by her. Aradita, perfectly worshipped. Nunam, certainly. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Adi, Lord Krishna. Iswara, the supreme controller. Yet, inasmuch as na us, Vihaya, rejecting Govinda, Lord Govinda. Prita, pleased. Yam, whom. Anayat, led. Raha, to a secluded place. Translation by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Certainly, this particular Gopi has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead, Govinda. Since he was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. Repeat. Certainly, this particular Gopi has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead, Govinda. Since he was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. Purport by Prabhupada. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the word Aradhita refers to Srimati Radharani. He comments, the sage Sukadeva Goswami has tried with all endeavor to keep her name hidden, but now it automatically shines forth from the moon of his mouth. That he has spoken her name is indeed her mercy. And thus the word Aradhita is like the rumbling of a kettle drum sounded to announce her great good fortune. Although the gopis spoke as if jealous of Srimati Radharani, they were actually ecstatic to see if she had captured Sri Krishna. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following detailed description of Srimati Radharani's footprints as given by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Sri Ujjvala Neelamani. At the base of the large toe of our left foot is the mark of the barley corn. Below that mark is a disc. Below the disc is an umbrella. Below the umbrella is a bracelet. A vertical line extends from middle of our foot to the juncture of our large and second toes. At the base of the middle toe is a lotus. Below that is a flag with a banner. And below the flag is a creeper, together with a flower. At the base of our small toe is an elephant goat, and upon our heel is an half moon. Thus, there are 11 marks on our left foot. At the base of large toe of our right foot is a conch shell, and below that is a spear. At the base of the small toe of our right foot is a sacrificial altar. Below that, an earring. Below the earring is a club. Along the base of second, third, fourth, and small toes is the mark of mountain, below which is a chariot, and on the heel is a fish. Thus, altogether, there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. So, we'll try to understand more about the Srimati Radharani's position and her glories. We'll also look at the darshan pictures of the Barsana Dham, Lordly Mandir, and Yavat, maybe a little bit. We'll also do a kirtan of Srimati Radharani, as Prabhupada sang that a few times. And we'll understand from various scriptures, especially from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shall be speaking. The first definition, as we are seeing here, Prabhupada explained in many places, especially Anaya Aradito iti Radha. So that is the definition of Radha. Means she is the topmost worshipper. No one can excel her in the worship of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Prabhupada explains in many places, especially in Canto 3, Srimad Bhagavatam, also in the Mother Devahuti's verse, one of the verse, Canto 3, chapter 25, verse number 7 also Prabhupada explains that. Srimad Radharani, she is the topmost servitor of Krishna. So her business is to keep pleased always Krishna. That is the symbolic representation. Radha means Anaya Aradyate. She is serving the best service. Therefore, Krishna is very much fond of Radharani because she gives the best service to Krishna in so many ways. She has got 64 qualifications that is mentioned. Therefore, she is so, I mean to say, pleasing to Krishna. Anaya Aradyate iti Radha. So our business is also like that. We are eternal servant of Krishna. We should render service to the best of the capacity. That is our real constitution position. But here Devati says that Bhuman Asat Indriya Tarshana. At the present moment in this material world, we are busy to enjoy these material senses. So this is our position. So that's why one must utilize the senses, utilize everything in the service of Radha and Krishna. Now, we'll see from the Sri Jagadananda Pandit describing Srimad Radharani and how, because the famous verse, who is the Srimad Radharani? Another way. Many ways there are Srimad Radharani's 1,000 names, Sahasra Namavali. So written by Raghunath Das Goswami. There are many books also. Raghunath Das Goswami has written many composed Vilapa Kusmanjali, Sahasranam Stotra, many prayers in Rupa Goswami also written. And even Lord Shiva has given also, he has written Stava Stotra, Radha Kataksha Stava, Raj. 108 verses also explaining. So there are so many different acharyas. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has written, but we will not have time to go through all that. It will be much more very elaborate. So and pramanas are also there. We discussed in yesterday's class about the Radharani's name in pretty much in all Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, everywhere Radharani's name is mentioned. But we will cover mainly from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and that will be the today's main topic. So here Jagadananda Pandit is saying, Akanda Advaya Gnana Sarva Tattva Sar, Sei Tattva Danda Paranama Barabar. Repeatedly offer respect to the indivisible, non-dual Gnana, the essence of all the Tattvas. That is absolute truth. Sri Krishna Tattva and Radha Tattva. Sei Tattva Kabu Dui Radha Krishna Rupe Kabu Eka Para Chaitanya Sarupe. This Tattva is sometimes two as Radha and Krishna, sometimes one form of Chaitanya, superior to the best. The one supreme Tattva is always one. It is not different from its Shakti at all. Though there is no difference, the two are always different. All the Vedas glorify the Veda and Aveda is inconceivable. The Shakti of the Lord has three forms. And this is so Lord Krishna's Swarupa Shakti expands into three different ways, eternally. So that details will be given. It will be interesting to know. Some ways Sandhini and Hladini. Some Sandhini Shakti, one Swarupa Shakti of the Lord Krishna. Originally, Lord Krishna is one, but he expanded himself into two to taste the rasa. Radha Krishna, one meaning of Radharani is transformation of ecstatic love, is Srimad Radharani. So Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Ahladini Shakti, that Ahladini Shakti. Krishna's Swarup Shakti transformed into three different ways. Some ways Sandhini and Ahladini. That Ahladini is nothing but transformation of love. If one wants to attain spiritual nature, one wants to attain Vaikuntha, unless he is bestowed, that living entity Jiva is bestowed with the Ladani potency, there is no way he can attain Vaikuntha. That is being given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's why Ladani Shakti, Srimad Radharani's mercy is very much required. So Lord Krishna's mercy coming through Srimad Radharani and coming through, especially our representative, who are that spiritual masters. This also I had explained a few times in the last few days. Prakashit Tattva. You can't understand your actual energy. Somebody has to enlighten, reveal it. Like the fan, so the sun, revealing the actual energy of the Lord. Then only we can know, we can understand. So same way in the heart, our original Krishna consciousness is there, but somebody has to reveal it. That is a spiritual master. That is called Prakashit Tattva. Shakti Prakasha. So mantra prakashak. So he will one, even though mantra is there, Hare Krishna Mahamudra, everybody is chanting. But unless the spiritual master initiates and gives the Shakti, empowers, then it won't reveal, it won't actually enlighten. The fire of Krishna consciousness won't germinate. So that's why it's called Guru. Om Agnana Timiram Dasya Gnananjana Salakaya. The Timira, the Andaka, Guru has to remove. So that's why it's called Shakti Prakasha Tattva. So Dham Prakasha, even the holy Dham also can only be revealed by the spiritual master, by the Shakti. The holy name also revelation by the Nam Prakasha, Dham Prakasha, Shakti Prakasha, Murti Prakasha, Archa Vigraha also. Because he is the one who is installing, spiritual master is the one who is installing the deity. Whose deity is it? It's not our deity. So that's why we have to, before we do any worship in the temple, even at home for that matter, we first pray to spiritual master. Through Guru we do. All the service, whatever we are doing to the deity is through Guru. Guru's service. It is not our service. We have a conditioned body. Pure devotee of the Lord, spiritual master is the one, through him, because he is pure. Through him we can worship. On behalf of him we do service. So that's why Srimad Radharani's mercy is coming through the spiritual master, and that's what we have to understand. So that's why Sri Radha Krishna Pranay Vikriti Ahladani Shakti Ekatmana Bhuvi Deha Vedo Gatauto. In originally they were one, they separated to exchange, to taste the rasa. Ekatmana Bhuvi Pura Deha Vedo Gatauto. Chaitanyakam Aduna Prakatam Aduna Ekyam Akyam. So Radha Bhava Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Gurupam. So Krishna is one originally, and they expanded into two, as Radha and Krishna eternally, and then again to actually Lord Krishna, and he appeared in Dwaraka, Dwapara Yuga. Three things he missed. He was there. He wants to taste three things, desiring to taste how much Srimad Radharani is feeling that love, and how much happiness he's getting, and all the ecstatic symptoms he's feeling. All these three things he wants to desire. He was desiring Krishna as a desire, so he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Again, Radha and Krishna combined as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood, in the complexion of Srimad Radharani, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why Radha Bhava Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Sarupam. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now the Jagadana Pandit explains this Ahladini Shakti, how important it is. The Shakti of the Lord has three forms: the form of knowledge, Samvit, Sandhini, and Ahladini. The Lord, by his Shakti, reveals himself. The Lord, energizing his Shakti, produces all perfection. The Lord, there is always existence and action. The Shakti and Shaktiman are never separate. So Radha and Krishna are never separate. Giving two forms to the Ahladini and Vastu. Vastu means Shaktiman. Ahladini means Shakti. Radharani and Krishna is Shaktiman, Vastu. Radha and Krishna perform extraordinary pastimes in Vraja. Radha is transformation of Krishna's love as Ahladini. I just described. Radha Krishna Pranayera Vikriti Ladini, Avichincha Shakti Radha Krishna Unmadini. Radha, the inconceivable Shakti, bewilders Krishna. So there is another name. Krishna Vancha Pura Shakti is Radharani. Srimad Radharani is the one who completes, fulfills the desires of Krishna. So many names like that are there. That's 108 names or 1008 names are there for Radharani. Endless glories. Further, the great Shakti is capable of doing the impossible. It is involved in making what is without transformation. That is, Lord becomes transformed. So the supreme tattva cannot be perceived by logician. Thus, an unprecedented objection arises. This is a contradiction. You'll see this is a very interesting contradiction. Very nice to hear. The logicians cannot understand the answer, even after profound thoughts for hundreds and thousands of years. That's why the bhakti can only be understood by through the pure devotee of the Lord, not by logic and argument. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Bhaktya Bhagavat grahitaya. So Srimad Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. Only you can understand. Not by logic argument. You can. Tarka apratishta srutayo vibhinna naso munijya matam na binnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajanasya yena gatassavan. By tarka, by logic argument, we can't understand bhakti. Only by mahajanas, sadhu, the spiritual master. Here, Jagadana Pandit says, only the person to whom Krishna gives mercy can know this inconceivable potency. Others cannot know even if they contemplate for hundreds and thousands of years. Radha is transformation of Krishna's love as Radhini Shakti. From the love arises bewilderment of the heart, becoming two entities. It is interesting. Pay attention. Sadhu Savadhana. Becoming two entities, Radha and Krishna manifest love. When love arises, transformation takes place. Before they manifested as two entities, there was no transformation. Then how did one entity become two? This is all contradiction you will see here. From Ladini arises two separate bodies. How did Ladini exist? And how did it create the difference and the differentiation? There is only one answer to this question. In Krishna, the Tattva who is beyond and space and time eternally. There is no consideration of time and space in spiritual Tattva. See, the time and space exert their influence in the material realm. In the material world only, you have past, present, future. Bhagavat is the first instruction Krishna is telling Arjuna. Na tu jatu nasam natvam eme janadiva na chaiva bhavishyama brahma vayam. So you are there, I was there, all these battlefield on the Kurukshetra or Bhishma Drona, everybody was there in the past, even there now, in the future also they will be there. Krishna is telling that. So that means the soul is eternal. In the material world, is past, present, future. In spiritual world, there is no past, there is no future. It always time is current. So that's why it's very difficult because we are so much engrossed in this material world. It's difficult to comprehend and understand what goes on in the spiritual world. So that Jagadananda Pandit is trying to give us a glimpse of that. See, time and space exert their influence in the material realm. Its nature is to be aware of past and future. But there is no past or future in spiritual tattva. There is only eternal present. Spiritual tattva is beyond words and mind. It is certain that there will be fault in describing spiritual tattva by words or mind. But there is no fault in the spiritual tattva. Oh brother, everything is resolved by Achincha Shakti. So that's why our tattva is, or Sampradaya principle is Achincha Veda Abeda Tattva. Simultaneously, inconceivably, simultaneously one and different. Achincha. Because spiritual tattva is always inconceivable. Unless only by bhakti, by pure devotion from the spiritual master and sadhu and mahajana, you can understand. Otherwise, it is inconceivable. There is no previous or later in the spiritual realm. It is always fresh and everything is intoxicated with bliss. One sees simultaneously within this tattva unlimited and limited state. There is no nature of this tattva. That is the nature of this tattva. The astonishing quality of this tattva is that it shelters contrary qualities. Aladini Shakti has no beginning, but is skillful in actions. Before Chaitanya's birth, Radha and Krishna were two entities, both transformed by prema, took birth on earth. Tattva, which is eternally present, is devoid of faults of time. Considering the faults due to time, is fit for the material realm. So thus, Radha and Krishna becoming one has now appeared as my Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why you can't, it's very difficult. Who was first, Radha and Krishna or Chaitanya? Do not waste time uselessly in such consideration. I have said that in spiritual realm, everything is present in the present time. Be careful in speculating about Chaitanya and Krishna. The two tattvas exist simultaneously eternally. That it is mentioned by Bhaktivinoda Thakur also in his books, in other books also, by Rupa Goswami and other books also is mentioned. Radha and the Krishna's pastimes are eternally going on in Bhauma Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan. At the same time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes also eternally going on at the same time in same Golok Vrindavan. So that's why they are eternally existent. You can't say that how come Krishna is there, how come Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. So it is inconceivable. That's why here Jagadananda Pandit is telling. Simultaneously, eternally. Radhini Shakti is the transformation of love. I know that the two tattvas exist simultaneously. The tattva has now appeared in the world as Chaitanya. He performs Sankirtan, wandering on the bank of Ganga. In this way, we have to understand how this tattva is very, very confidential and it is inconceivable. Now, let's understand more from how these three desires, as Lord Krishna himself is describing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 4. These are described. Once Lord Krishna considered within his heart, everyone says that I am in a complete bliss, full of all rasas. All the world derives pleasure from me. So everybody wants Krishna. Everybody is deriving pleasure. Everybody is attracted to Krishna, but Krishna is attracted to someone else. Everybody is feeling so much pleasure as per one, but Krishna is feeling so much pleasure and is attracted to someone else. That is Srimad Radharani. So now that's what Krishna is going to describe now. One who has 100 times more qualities than me could give pleasure to my mind. Is there anyone who can give me that pleasure? Yes, one more qualified than me is impossible to find in this world. But in Radha alone, I feel the presence of one who can give me pleasure. So that's why Prabhupada in Radhastami lectures repeatedly said, okay, anything we want to offer, first we want to serve, we want to offer ourselves at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. So you don't directly serve Krishna. Always offer through Srimad Radharani. The flower, the fruit, whatever we are offering, that is, we offer through spiritual master. So Prabhupada, Guru, they will offer to Srimati Radharani. Always. Don't think that we are offering. So that's why in a few places it's mentioned. By simply chanting Guru Pranam mantra, offering is done. By just simply offering it to Guru, the offering is also done. In one sense, if you're very quick and some emergency, we do that also. So because the Guru is not, he doesn't accept, he doesn't take it for himself, for his enjoyment. He offers it to Radha and Krishna. So that is the principle always. So although my beauty defeats the beauty of 10 million cupids, although it is unequaled and unsurpassed, although it gives pleasure to the three worlds, seeing Radharani gives pleasure to my eyes. The vibration of my transcendental fruit attracts the whole world, three worlds. But my ears are enchanted by the sweet words of Srimati Radharani. Although my body lends fragrance to the entire creation, the scent of Radharani's limbs captivates my mind and heart. Although the entire creation is full of different tastes about me, I am charmed by the nectarian taste, lips of Srimati Radharani. And although my touch is cooler than 10 million moons, I am refreshed by the touch of Srimati Radhika. Thus, although I am the source of happiness for the entire world, the beauty and attributes of Srimati Radhika are my life and soul. In this way, my affectionate feelings of Srimati Radharani may be understood, but on analysis, I find them contradictory. My eyes are fully satisfied when I look upon Srimati Radharani, but by looking upon me, she becomes even more advanced in satisfaction. So that's why Krishna is thinking how much more she is getting. So he developed three desires. That's what Krishna is describing here. The flute-like murmur of the bamboos rubbing against one another steals Radharani's consciousness, for she thinks it is to be sound of my flute. And she embraces a tamal tree, mistaking it for me. I have got in the embrace of Sri Krishna. She thinks now my life is fulfilled. Thus she remains immersed in pleasing Krishna, taking the trees in her arms. When a favorable breeze carries to her fragrance of my body, she is blinded by love and tries to fly into the breeze. When she tastes the beetle chewed by me, she merges in an ocean of joy and forgets everything else. Even with hundreds of mouths, I could not express the transcendental pleasure she derives from my association. Seeing the lust of our complexion after our pastimes together, I forget my own identity in happiness. Thus, the sage Bharata has said that the mellows of lover and beloved are equal, but he does not know the mellows of my Vrindavan. The happiness I feel when meeting Radharani is 100 times greater than the happiness I get from meeting others. My dear auspicious Radharani, your body is the source of all beauty. Your face bears the aroma of lotus flower. Your sweet word defeats the vibrations of the cuckoo. Your limbs are cooler than the pulp of sandalwood. All my transcendental senses are overwhelmed in ecstatic pleasure by tasting you. You are completely decorated by beautiful qualities. Our eyes are enchanted by the beauty of Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa. Our body thrills in pleasure at his touch. Our ears are always attracted by his sweet voice. Our nostrils are enchanted by his fragrance. Our tongue anchors the nectar of his soft lips. In this way, you can understand how much Krishna is eager. I am always eager to taste the joy that Srimati Radharani derives from me. In spite of various efforts, I have not been able to taste it, but my desire to relish it, that pleasure increases as I smell its sweetness. Formerly appeared in this world to taste the mellows, as Krishna is telling, basically in Dwapara. I tasted the mellows of pure love in various ways. I taught devotion service that springs from devotees, spontaneous love by demonstrating it with my pastimes. But these three desires of mine were not satisfied, for one cannot enjoy them in a contrary position. Unless I accept the luster of ecstatic love of Sri Radhika, These three desires cannot be fulfilled. Therefore, assuming Radharani's sentiments and bodily complexions, I shall descend to fulfill these three desires. We can understand this significance of how much Krishna is desiring to taste. Krishna is desiring to taste. Now, before describing further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking Ramananda Roy, who is Lalita Sakhi. He mentioned a little bit differently in a few places. Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sahi, who are the associate of Radharani, Srimad Radharani, appeared as Rup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. In some places it says Lalita is Ramananda Roy, in some places it says Vishaka is Ramananda Roy. So by different acharyas in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now there's a beautiful pastimes in Yavat. So Yavat is the place where Raval is the place where Srimad Radharani is born. She appeared in the lotus flower, and Vrishabhanu Maharaj was there at near Raval, the Yamuna river. Then he finds Srimad Radharani there. Then Lord Brahma appears and tells him that you have prayed before for this, and then that's why now you got it. So then take her home and worship. So then Vrishabhanu Maharaj takes, and then Narada Muni comes automatically at that time, knowing what's happening. As Krishna appeared, Shakti, Iman appeared, where is Shakti? So then he's looking, and then he finds Vrishabhanu Maharaj's place. This is in Raval. So that's the birthplace. And then after marriage to Abhimanyu, because of the curse from Sri Ram, then she marries seemingly. This is all seemingly, not really. Her body doesn't belong to anybody else. She's only married to Krishna. That is the whole pastime. I'm not going to describe. That is there in Gopal Champur. Great length it is described. Purnamasi describing to Vrunda Devi that how come these all gopis are married to Krishna? These cannot be possible. These cannot happen. I'm bewildered. I'm distressed at this. All these family members are trying to arrange marriage for these gopis. So there is a whole conversation. Then Purnamasi tells, "Don't worry, I am arranging the illusion. Seemingly they will get married, but they are not really. In reality, the gopis are only married to Krishna." That's the whole pastime. Everything is astonishing of Radha and Krishna's pastimes. But we will describe this one pastime where Jatila, so after the marriage with Abhimanyu, Jatila is the mother-in-law. So she never want Krishna to be there with Radharani. So one pastime, interesting pastime in Yavat, there's a place. Once Jatila came to the point where she could not take it any longer. Every day Radharani has to cook at Nandagram. Krishna would come and interfere. Jatila had enough. She said, "No more. You're not going out to cook. You'll stay inside." Srimad Radharani fainted. She seemed almost dead. They put a piece of cotton in front of her nose. There was hardly any breath. Lalita said, "She is in her final stages. She will die." She told Jatila that she was bitten by a black snake. You can understand indirectly what is black snake means. Lord Krishna, referring to separation with Krishna. Jatila panicked. She needed a snake doctor, a lady one. They could not find one. They found Gargi, the daughter of Gargomuni, Gargacharya. She could not cure a snake bite, but she said her friend was there from a high-class Mathura Brahmin family. You can understand where it is going. She is expert in curing snake bite. Gargi took Jatila to this young lady, very beautiful, very dark-skinned. People do not recognize Krishna in disguise. Jatila asked, "What is your name?" "Vidyavali." "I can cure any snake bite, no problem. But actually, there is one problem. I heard there is a young man, Krishna, in Nandagram. When young girls go walking in fields or in the forest, he interferes and tries to touch them. He speaks badly to them." This doctor said, "If Krishna touched my shadow, it would be too much. Therefore, I cannot cure this. Find someone else." Krishna is acting interestingly. "I don't want my reputation to be damaged." Jatila fell onto the ground. "I surrender my life to you. I will be your servant forever. Just order me." Vidyavali said, "I will think about it." After some begging, he said, "Yes, but if Krishna comes, I will leave." He came to Yavat, went to Radharani's room. She was motionless. She was hardly breathing. Vidyavali looked at Radharani. "This is the serious case. There is a secret procedure. All have to leave the room." Jatila went around chasing all out. Vidyavali locked the room from inside. Radha and Krishna had a wonderful pastime in the room. Jatila was waiting and wondering what's happening. No one came out still. She asked again, "What's happening?" A voice said, "I am the snake of Lord Shiva." Jatila asked, "What are you doing here?" Voice, "You offended Lord Shiva. I will punish you by killing your daughter-in-law, Jitla. How did I offend you? Yes, you speak badly of my Lord. He is Lord Krishna. You make so many blasphemous against Krishna. You say he interferes with Radharani. That is all nonsense. Jitla, punish me. What bite Radharani? Why? If I bite you, you will die in 1 minute. If I kill your daughter-in-law, you will suffer your entire life. Jitla, what can I do? Why? You must allow Radharani to cook for Krishna every day. You must stop talking about them in these ways. Jitla, yes, Radharani can go every day at any time. Radharani and Krishna came out. Jitla asked, where is the snake? Vidyavali said, the snake went to Kailash. Jitla asked Radharani to show her gratitude to Vidyavali by giving her a big hug. Radharani hesitated, thinking how she could do this in front of her mother-in-law. Just then Abhimanyu came in and said, you have to. Radharani gave Vidyavali a big hug. On the order of the very person who tried to stop me from seeing Krishna, I am now embracing him. You can understand how interesting this pastime is. Since we describe now, we will describe the more details of this Srimad Radharani's Tattva. Directly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking. Beautiful verses, amazing verses actually. And then we can understand her Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, please do not try to cheat me. Thinking of me as a learned sannyasi, please satisfy my mind by just describing the truth of Radha and Krishna. Sri Ramananda Rai was a great devotee of the Lord and lover of God. Although his mind could not be covered by Krishna's illusory energy, although he could understand the mind of the Lord, which was very strong and intense, Ramananda Rai's mind became a little agitated. This is the mood, always being humble. Even though Lord may ask, spiritual master may ask, always we submit with great humility. That is how we can see here. Ramananda Rai said, I am just a dancing puppet, and you pull the strings. Whichever way you make me dance, I will dance. My dear Lord, my tongue is just like the stringed instrument. You are its player. Therefore, I simply vibrate whatever arises in your mind. Then Ramananda Rai then began to speak on Krishna Tattva. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He said he is personally original Godhead, the source of all incarnation and cause of all causes. The transcendental body of Sri Krishna is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj and is full of opulences and potencies as well as spiritual mellows. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He being an eternal, blissful spiritual body, is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Now, Ramananda Rai said, I have thus briefly explained the original form of many more details are there. I'm not going because we want to describe about Radharani's glories. Original form of Supreme Personality of God. Now let me describe the position of Srimati Radharani. Krishna has unlimited potencies which can be divided into three main parts. These are spiritual potencies, mainly spiritual potency, material potency, marginal, which means internal energy, marginal, Bairanga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, and what is that? Other one. External energy, marginal energy, internal energy. Antaranga Shakti, Bairanga Shakti, and one more, I forget the term. Marginal potency. Jiva Shakti basically, and external energy is material potency, and spiritual potency is internal energy. Originally one Swarup Shakti that is divided into these ways. That three different ways like this: external energy, internal energy, marginal. The other way is Samvit, Sandhani, Ladani. Ladani is Radharani represented by, and Samvit is Lord Krishna, which is the knowledge potency by which we can only know all the aspects, material and spiritual. When it is all these three, when it is perverted in the material world, these are perverted. Ladani perverted, then we try to enjoy the pleasure we get slimmingly, a flickering happiness. That is also by the Ladani Shakti adulterated. In this perverted reflection material, we get little teeny happiness. That is all coming from Ladani Shakti. The same with material energy, also the material knowledge. Sambit, that is Lord Krishna, personally taking charge. But when we submit, when we fully know through spiritual master, acharyas, then we actually understand the Sambit Shakti, which Krishna will make us know. Then the Sandhini is Lord Balaram, which is existential potency, eternality. That is coming from Lord Balaram. In this way, one Swarup Shakti is divided into Sandhini, Sambit, Ladini, and another way is internal energy, marginal energy, external energy. These two different ways. So Ramananda is describing further. In other words, there are These are all potencies of God, internal, external, marginal. But the internal potency is Lord's personal energy stands over the other two. The original potency of Lord Vishnu is superior or spiritual, and the living entity actually belongs to that superior energy. But there is another energy called the material energy, and this third energy is full of ignorance. Originally, Lord Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha, the transcendental form of eternality and bliss and knowledge. Therefore, his personal potency, the internal potency, has three different forms. Aladini is the aspect of bliss. Sandini is the aspect of eternal existence. Samvit of cognizance, just described, which is also accepted as knowledge. The potency called Aladini gives Krishna transcendental pleasure. That's why I said that. So Srimad Radharani has so many different names. Govinda Nandini, she's the topmost giver of pleasure. She attracts Krishna. Madana Mohana Mohini. So like that, so many different Krishna Mai. Everything is in her. So Lord Krishna tastes all kinds of transcendental happiness, although he himself is happiness personified. The pleasure released by his pure devotee is also manifested by his personal pleasure potency. The most essential part of this pleasure potency is love of God, prema. Consequently, the explanation of love of Godhead is also a transcendental mellow of full pleasure. The essential part of love of Godhead is called Mahabhava, transcendental ecstasy. That ecstasy is represented by Srimati Radharani. So that's why we come to the bhava. Jiva can only come to the certain stages of bhava, ecstatic transformations. But no one can come to this. Even the gopis cannot come. Especially Radharani is the only one who has the Mahabhava. Adiruda Mahabhava. She has the topmost ecstatic transformation, ecstatic symptoms of this stage. Only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srimad Radharani exhibited these. So that's why she is the topmost. As Rupa Goswami explained in Nectar of Instruction, last verses 9, 10, 11, and many books like this being glorified. So among the gopis of Vrindavana, Srimad Radharani and another gopi are considered chief. But when we compare the gopis, it appears that Srimad Radharani is the most important because her real feature expresses the highest ecstasy of love. The ecstasy of love experienced by other gopis cannot be compared to that of Radharani. The body of Radharani is a veritable transformation of love of Godhead. She is the dearmost friend of Krishna. And this is known throughout the world. I worship Govinda, primeval Lord, who resides in his own self, Goloka with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies ecstatic potency, Ladini, their companions. This is the beautiful verse we all know. Ananda, this is the verse also Prabhupada quotes in Radhastami lectures. Ananda Chinmay Rasa Pradibha Vitavis. Tavirya eva nijarupataya kalavi golok eva nivasati akilatma bhuto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. That Ananda Chinmaya Rasa is coming from Srimati Radharani, Ladini potency. And that's what here Ramananda Rai is describing this particular point. The supreme ecstasy of Srimati Radharani is the essence of spiritual life. Our only business is to fulfill all the desires of Krishna. Srimati Radharani is the topmost spiritual gem. And other gopis, Lalita, Vishaka, and so on, are expansions of our spiritual body. So three, all the energies. So Krishna is called cause of all causes. Radharani is called cause of all consorts. All the Lakshmis are called partial expansions of Srimad Radharani. All the queens of Dwarka are I think not partial, but expansions of Radharani. So expansions of Srimad Radharani. And gopis are direct manifestations of Radharani. These are three different ways Radharani is expanding as different concerts. The gopis, Braja gopis, and then the Dwaraka queens, Mahishi Gan, Dwaraka queens, and then the Lakshmis. All are expansions of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani's transcendental body is brilliant in luster and full of all transcendental fragrances. Lord Krishna's affection for her is like a perfumed massage. Srimati Radharani takes her first bath in the shower of nectar of compassion. She takes her second bath in the nectar of youth. Srimati Radharani's affection for Krishna is her upper garment, which is pinkish in color. She then covers composed of affection and anger towards Krishna. Srimati Radharani's personal beauty is reddish powder known as kumkum. So her affection of her associate is sandalwood pulp. The sweetness of her smile is camphor. All these combined together are smeared over her body. Conjugal love for Krishna is abundance of musk. With that mask, our whole body is decorated. Our attachment for Krishna is a reddish color of betel nuts. The ornaments on decorating our body are the blazing ecstasies of goodness and constantly existing ecstasy headed by jubilation. Also, ornamenting our body are the 20 kinds of ecstatic symptoms, beginning with Kila Kinchita, or transcendental qualities constitute the flower garland hanging in fullness over our body. The tilaka of good fortune is on her beautiful broad forehead. Her various loving affairs are gem. Her heart is the locket. Srimad Radharani's Gopi friends are our mental activities, which are concentrated on the pastimes of Sri Krishna. She keeps her hand on the shoulder of a friend who represents youth. Radharani's bedstead is a pride itself and is situated in the abode of her bodily aroma. She is always seated there thinking of Krishna's association. Srimad Radharani's earrings are the name, fame, and qualities of Lord Krishna. The glories of Lord Krishna's name, fame, qualities are always inundating our speech. This is a Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtanam, Nama Rupa Guna Lila. These things will manifest in one when one is chanting the holy name in Suddhanam, automatically manifest without external endeavor to see the Lord's picture, to read pastimes. It will manifest while we are chanting. These things will manifest when we come to the pure stage. Just like we think of a close friend or close family member, we immediately remember. So mind will bring the form in front of us. Mind will remember their qualities, their pastimes, what we have done together with the friend. So like that, same way, because we don't have that full knowledge, the truth about Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So that's why these things are not being manifested when we are chanting. We have to come to that stage by the association of the pure devotees, mercy of the pure devotees, spiritual master. So that then we can actually taste, or we can see this Namarupa Gunalila. If one asks about the origin of love of Krishna, the answer is that the origin is in Srimati Radharani alone. Who is the most dear friend of Krishna? The answer again is Srimati Radharani alone, no one else. Srimati Radharani's hair is very curly. Her two eyes are always moving to and fro. Since all transcendental qualities are manifested in Srimad Radharani, she alone is able to fulfill all the desires to Krishna, no one else. Even Satyabhama, one of the queens of Sri Krishna, desires the fortunate position and excellent qualities of Srimad Radharani. All the gopis learn the art of dressing from Srimad Radharani. Even the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and the wife of Lord Shiva Parvati desire her beauty and qualities. Indeed, Arundhati, the celebrated chaste wife of Vasishtha, also want to imitate the chastity and religious principles of Srimati Radharani. Even Lord Krishna himself cannot reach the limit of transcendental quality of Srimati Radharani. How then can an insignificant living entity count them? See that. Krishna is described as 64 qualities, full in full. Radharani is described also as 64 qualities. It is interesting to know. So that it is also, everything is inconceivable. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling that in 7th chapter, 26th verse or 27th verse, Vedaham samritani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kachana. No one knows me in truth. No one knows me in truth. But here, Krishna is telling that he cannot know even the limit of Srimad Radharani. So about Krishna, we can't know, no one knows. But here, Krishna is also has that quality to trying to understand Srimad Radharani's love, her feelings of affection, her happiness, her ecstasies. See that. We are attracted to Krishna, but Krishna is attracted to someone else. We are desiring to understand Krishna, but Krishna is trying to understand someone else. So it is inconceivable and interesting to know these things. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, now I have come to understand the truth of the loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. Nonetheless, I still want to hear how both of them gloriously enjoy such love. Then Ramananda Raya replied, Lord Krishna is Dhira Lalita, for he can always keep his girlfriend in a subjugated state. Thus, his only business to enjoy. A person who is very cunning and always youthful, expert in joking without anxiety, who can keep her girlfriends always subjugated, is called Dhira Lalita. That is Radharani. So, thus Lord Krishna spoke of activities. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is all right, please continue. It further goes. It's beyond our comprehension. But let me show the pictures of these places, Yavat, Varsana, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, so that Srimad Radharani's Murti in Ladli Mandir in Varsana, Raval, Mukhavali. This is the temple of that Ladli Mandir there, Varsana, because she is the most magnanimous, most merciful, most compassionate. She is worshipped by all. She is the dearmost to all these Varsana Vasis, Vrindavan Vasis. We call Radhe Radhe. So and this is the picture of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So in that Ladli Mandir, and this is the temple in a closer look. Varsana Dham ki jai, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki jai, Vrishabhanu Mandir Radharani ki jai. And this is the place of Yavat. I couldn't get time to take the pictures of it. It is mentioned that in Yavat, this is a temple, Radha Kanta deities. In the Varsana and Ladli Mandir, Vajranath, Lord Krishna's grandson, established the deities. I forget, Radha Gopijan Vallabh or some other name is their deities. But in the Yavat, it is Radha Kanta deities are there. So hopefully some other time we'll show the pictures. We will end with the song and then we can take questions, corrections. Much more glories are there. I didn't go over to the Gopal Champur to describe that beautiful pastime, or I didn't go from. There are so many pramanas, hundreds and thousands of pramanas, and observance also. There is a pramana. Observance of Radhastami, don't miss it, and don't miss the service. Radhastami, we are planning to offer 500 plus items on Radhastami day in the evening, 6:30 to 6 to 9 is the program, 6 to 7 Kirtan, 8 to 9 is Abhishek. Please don't miss it. We'll have Abhishek outside, we'll have Abhishek inside also on the altar. Try to bring offerings, lotus flower offering is there. Please grab a lot of flower for offering and cook some items, dry items, preferably. You can bring from your home, following Vaishnava standard, with the clean, tying the hair and all that, cutting the nails before, so chanting some few rounds at least. So these are the general standard. So because innumerable glories, and Radhastami, anyone who's observing, it's more than thousands of Ekadasis and thousands of austerities. There is no comparison. For one who observes Radhastami, one who serves, one who perform austerities on this day. And so many glories are described in various Puranas. So that's why it is very important for us to worship and pray sincerely, wake up early in the morning, chant the holy names of the Lord sincerely, and try to attend Mangalarati. All these things are very, very prominent and important to do on this day. This is Friday, so we can take day off or half day, or at least attend morning and then go to office, come back early or something like that, whatever possible. So we'll sing a song and we'll take questions. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Vadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Dhavadaite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Dhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Dhavadaite. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasasire Ke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Visaki. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasasire Ke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Visaki. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Dhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Ma Dhavadaite. Karunam Kurumai Karunavarite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita charite. Karunam kurumai karunavarite. Sanaka sanatan Vanita charite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Gokula Taruni Mandalamahite. Gokula Taruni Mandalamahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Damodara Rati Vardhana Vese Harine Spruta Vrunda Vipine Se Harine Spruta Vrunda Vipine Se Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Shubhanudadi Navasasile Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Visakhi Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Karunam Kurumai Karunavarite. Sanaka Sanatan Vanita charite. Karunam kurumai karunavarite. Sanaka sanatana vanita charite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mohite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Damodara Rati Vardhana Vese Harine Skruta Vrunda Vipine Se Harine Skruta Vrunda Vipine Se Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Vrishabhanudadi Namasasileke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Visakhi. Vrishabhanudadi Namasasileke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Visakhi. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Karunam Kurumai Karunavarite. Sanaka Sanatana Vanita charite. Karunam Kurumai Karunavarite. Sanaka Sanatana Vanita charite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadaite. Read the translation. It was beautifully sang. This is the verse written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamiyam Tadati Swapadanti. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Beautiful verse. Prabhupada sang many times. Oh, beloved of Madhava, oh Srimad Radharani, beloved of Madhava, oh you who are worshipped by all the young girls of Gokula, all glories unto you, all glories unto you. That is the first. You who dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodara's love and attachment for you, O Queen of Vrindavana, which is the pleasure grove of Lord Hari. That's it, Damodara Rati. Increasing that's what our duty is, to actually give the pleasure to Guru and Krishna. That is our duty, to give pleasure. Not so much to, yes, initially maybe, But gradually we have to improve our services, improve our chanting, improve everything is to give pleasure to Krishna and Guru. Because Guru is asking, okay, chant the holy name, 16 rounds, come to 16 rounds, chant nicely, attentively, worship the deity, worship nicely without offenses, with clean, externally clean, internally clean. Right? So in every of these situations, it is Guru's instruction. That means because we have to develop love, out of love we should do. Initially maybe duty, but later on gradually it has to increase to Damodar Rati. Srimad Radharani is teaching, Guru is teaching all of us to come to that kind of consciousness in everything what we do in bhakti, in devotion service has to be done with this kind of rati, attachment, affection, greed, to actually give pleasure to Krishna. When we cook, when we dress, when we sing, when we offer anything to the Lord, it has to be done with this kind of mood. That's what is the first, we are getting the lesson from this verse, first verse, as we see that Damodar Rati Vardhana Vese Hariniskuta Vrindaha Vignese. That's what it means. Number 2, oh new moon that has arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu, because Vrishabhanu Maharaj's daughter, Lordly. Oh friend of Lalita, oh you who make Vishaka loyal to you due to your wonderful qualities of friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna. Vrishabhanu Dadi Navasa se lekar Lalita Sakiguna Ramita Vishaka. She has a trust and love and faith. So the Guru has trust and faith on us. At the time of initiation, we are offering ourselves. So we should keep that faith and trust on Guru as well. It's mutual, always. Love is not one-sided. Surrender is not one-sided. It's both. Guru is accepting out of compassion. Radharani is accepting. Lalita and Vishaka. So, and all of us through Guru, through the pure devotees. So we should accept, we should do in the trust and faith and cooperate and serve the Guru in that way. So as we can see that here it mentioned the friendship, quality of friendliness, kindness, faithfulness. And this is a Madhyam Adhikari stage. So we have to come from Kanishta Adhikari to Madhyam Adhikari. Iswara Tadadina, Bali Shesh Dishasya, Krupa Maitru Peksha. This has been described here. One must be friendly to the same level of devotees. One must be eager to associate with those who are advanced, and one must be those who are envious, stay a little bit distance from them, because we are not Uttama Adhikari, we can't preach to them. We can maybe give prasad if they like to, but if they are going to throw or inimical to that also, better not to give. So these are the instruction Prabhupada Goswami and Prabhupada describing of Madhyam Adhikari stage as it is described here. Friendliness, kindness, faithfulness, they are the topmost, but we are getting our level lessons through these songs. And it is described also when Lord Krishna entering into Mathura, he meets various personalities, clothman, washerman, various personalities. One of them is the most important lesson we get, that is the last one, is a garland maker. Sudama, not the same Sudama Vipra, this is another Sudama, garland maker Sudama. Beautiful lesson. He comes forward, offers obeisance with full prostrated, with so much love and intense affection. He's asking the Lord, oh my Lord, please order me. What can I do? This is the mood. This devotee, Sudama Vipra, is teaching us in what mood we should engage every day. What should be our mood? In chanting, in service, in worship, everything. This should be the mood. What can I do to please? We should be eager. That's so much eager he is. And the Lord is very pleased. Then immediately he offered beautiful garlands. Lord is looking for that, and automatically this devotee understood the desire, because Paramatma is there, Mahaprabhu is there giving mercy, Krishna is there seeing the heart, how much intense desire to serve me is there. Automatically things will manifest, revealed through Guru. It will be revealed. This is my desire. This is how I want you to serve me. That will be manifested. Otherwise, we will like to do, I like to do this, I like to. No, it is not what we like. It is Guru what he likes. How he wants us to serve. In what way he wants us to serve. How Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu wants us to serve. In what way. This should be always. That's why prayers has to be there. Otherwise, we are thinking always, I like to do this, I like to do that. But it's not. This is a separatist mentality. This is individuality. So bhakti is not about this. Bhakti is about What Guru wants, what Krishna wants, what Lord wants. This is always. That is the dependent nature. That's what that devotee Sudama Vipra is teaching, that in that mood one must serve. Then he offered beautiful garlands, and he offered betel nuts, he offered chandan, various things. He offered. Lord was supremely pleased. And then he gave full blessings. You will attain, you will enjoy all the benefits here in this material, and you will attain me. And then he submitted, Sudama Vipra further submitted, I want the association of your devotees. I want friendship with all your devotees. I want to be compassionate to all people. Like 3 or 4 things. These are very prominent. And we see that. Lalita and Vishaka, Srimad Radharani are teaching us that this is the quality a devotee should pray for. Friendship to all devotees and compassion to all people, all living entities. So that means we should avoid criticism, we should avoid fault finding. This mentality always comes in the forefront. We should avoid that. So because if you are friendly and compassionate, generally we will not do that. But otherwise, this will come in the forefront. Amanina manadena, giving respect to everybody else and not expect respect. It's not easy, but it will. These qualities will develop when we are always associating, always avoiding, always hearing from Prabhupada and spiritual master what he wants us to do. How we should be observed ourselves, conduct ourselves. Is Guru happy with me? What I am conducting? How am I conducting? Check our weaknesses regularly. When we are putting tilak, when we are chanting, we should reflect. How am I observing myself? How am I conducting myself? What can I rectify? What faults I have? What behaviors I have to rectify? These things has to be considered. Then we can come to this quality, the friendliness, kindness, faithfulness. Otherwise, we are always anything other than Krishna only we are doing, which is not so good. So next, 3rd verse. Oh, you who are filled with compassion, oh, you whose divine characteristics are described with great sages, Sanaka and Sanatan, oh, Radha, please be merciful unto me. Because people may think that, who is this Srimati Radharani? We know only Krishna. So that's why Prabhupada Goswami is giving that this is not ordinary people. This is not, the Radharani is not an ordinary person. She is the topmost. She is not different from Krishna. And who has said this? He is giving the pramana. Sanaka and Sanatan. Sanaka and Sanatan. Sanandana, Sanat Kumar, 4 Kumaras who are never married, who never want anything to do with this material world. When Lord Brahma produced 10 sons out of first one, 4 Kumaras, they never want to. Then Lord Brahma became angry. They did, but I said, we want to this, not only want to marry, we want to stay as the same children, small babies. We have nothing to do with this material. We only want to engage in devotional service. So that is how that's why they are very famous. Pruthamaras, they appear in Pruthamaras' kingdom. They give instruction to Pruthamaras. Lord says, I am pleased with your service. Now, that means when the Lord is pleased, then Guru will appear in their life. Guru will appear in this life. And Lord is further pleased. Lord will arrange so many situations that you constantly is in the service of Guru and Krishna. And you will get direct instruction from Guru also. When Lord is pleased, further and pleased, our humility is there, humbleness is there, gratitude is there, service mentality is there, eagerness is there. Then Lord is seeing what is there, what quality we have. Repeatedly, we will get instructions, we will get services, we will get Guru's mercy. These things will happen. Naturally, it will happen. It comes. That's how the 4 Kumaras are teaching us. That's how 4 Kumaras appeared in the assembly of Prutu. Because Lord is supremely pleased how he treated every living entity in his kingdom. Poshana, Palana, Prinana. This is what Prutu Maharaj did 3 things. Poshana. He makes sure that maintaining not only his family members, we maintained everybody else. The whole kingdom has his own kinsman. Poshana, he maintained them. He protected them. He made sure that they are following their dharma, what they are supposed to do. And he maintained them. He nourished them. Poshana, Palana, he protected them and instructed them what to do, what not to do. And then Poshana and Palana is first one. Poshana is nourishing them again, materially and spiritually. And Prinana with great love. And he used to encourage them, he used to inspire them, he used to glorify them, what they are good at. So this should be there. That's why we have to be in the association of those who are dedicated their life to Guru and Krishna, those who are inspiring us by being in their association. By that, in this way, Sanatana Sant Rupa Goswami is giving us indication that we must serve, we must hear, we must see this pramana like this, Sanatana, and get the mercy from them by praying to these personalities. And then we can understand Tattva of Radharani. Otherwise, it's impossible to understand the Tattva of Srimad Radharani. So that is the translation. Always we have to read, no parrot reading. We can sing songs, but we don't know what does it mean, then it doesn't benefit us, actually. We get to the mercy, but that's not what we want. We want full mercy, no? So that's why we have to really know the meaning and depths. We have to enter into the meaning. Prabhupada repeatedly told. When you are in front of Guru and Prabhupada, you chant Guru Charana Padman Kevala Bhakti Sabman. But enter into the deep meaning of what it means. Enter into that art and understand it and follow it. That is the real essence of bhakti. Is not, don't stay as an external periphery. Go in, go deep within. Then you will get the actual real relishment, the bliss, the ecstasy we will get. Otherwise, you can't get the real ecstasy. It is not available for those who are in the external periphery. It can't be. It is not possible. So, yeah, with that, we will stop here. Let's see if there are any questions, comments, corrections. Go ahead. Anyone has. Let us offer respect to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo Vaishnava. Go ahead. Any questions, comments, reflections?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then we pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Mother.
Prabhuji, Radha Ashtami, we have to observe only till afternoon, or we have to do it for the whole day, Prabhuji?
Interesting question. It is a contradictory question, or maybe it may bring contradiction. So I will say a few things. Let's offer our obeisance. Also, Srila Bhakti Charaswami Maharaj is a Vyas Puja day. So we offer obeisance to him, Maharaj as well. So wonderful question. You mentioned again, Prabhupada's instruction is there in his Radhastami lecture or in other lectures I read personally. He mentioned that fasting until noon at least. And in Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati time, fasting full day was there. Prabhupada obviously, is seeing our condition, seeing our situation. Prabhupada reduced it. I think now I have to look at the calendar. There is no fasting. I think again, Srimad Radharani is very merciful. Many times, like when at the day of initiation by our spiritual masters, we are supposed to fast. Even on the appearance day of Guru, Vyas Puja day, also supposed to fast at least till noon. Many times Guru may say that, sometimes Guru says, okay, you can take, you don't need to fast. If Guru says, then you can take it. So that's what Prabhupada says, then it's okay. Very mercifully agreed. Then on that order, yes, you don't need to fast. But there is nothing wrong with fasting. Rather, the highest benedictions are there from Padma Purana and many others. So officially, no fasting in that sense. Or if you want fast until noon and then grain prasadam is there. But if you ask me unofficially, personally, one-to-one, then I would say that, yeah, you can fast. It is rather mentioned almost like Krishna's fasting, Ekadasi fasting until next day. That's why it has been mentioned. But you don't need to do that. Only if you think you can do it, you like to do personally. This is not an official instruction. Don't quote me that I have told this. It's not on the calendar, so don't ask me. So I'm telling on my personal thing what I have read. But Prabhupada is merciful, so that's why he allowed no fasting or fasting till noon. But in Padma Purana, it's clearly given. Thousands of Ekadasis are not even comparison. The result of fasting on this day, like Narsingha Chaturdashi, Radhastami, Janmashtami, so that is the comparison given. So many significances are given for observing Radhastami festival. By chanting, by doing service also, significance is there. hundreds and thousands of times benefit is there. Especially if you are in Holy Ram, it's even more. So that's why we should take this day very, very carefully and follow it through and do some service to the Lord and offer something, and also serve Vaishnavas. Avoid unwanted things, avoid criticism, avoid fault finding, avoid offenses to the devotees or the deities. So that will help us, because she's more merciful. Doesn't mean that we can do whatever we like. So it will not be pleasing to her. So that's why we should try to do what pleases her on that day, especially. So that will be just like you go to birthday of any friend or family member, you like to do what pleases them. So for Radharani, pleases if we are compassionate. If you are compassionate, why will you criticize someone? Will not criticize someone. So that's what it is. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. And one more question is here. Tomorrow is Tej. Many of people do for the good health and everything for their husband. So my question is yesterday only I was reading one book, and there it was mentioned that sacrifice is only given for those who are not devotee of Krishna. So doing austerity or observing fast for any people like a husband or for kids. So what you suggest, Prabhuji, what should be the ideal thing to be done like that? Please.
Different things are mentioned in the Shastra by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is, in one sense, for devotee, there is no need to do worship, Shraddha ceremony, all this, in one sense. Because you are worshipping Krishna, you are serving devotees, that itself is a merit. We can chant on their name, we can offer on their name our merits by worshipping deity or offering or serving devotees, serving prasad to devotees, or various things, or parikrama, whatever we do, we can offer on parents' name or grandparents' name or somebody extra things we do, and we can offer, no problem. Our spiritual master also we can do. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed by his own example, when his father left the body, he went to Gaya for different purposes. One is to offer oblations and sacrifice for his father. So, and he's teaching this dharma has to be done. We should obviously do it. It is for the benefit. Why not do it? Nothing wrong in doing it. Obviously, if you are fully attached, like if you are like Madhavendra Puri, for him, he doesn't need to do no Sandhya Vandan, nothing. He said, I'm always chanting, please forgive me for not able to do all these rules and regulations. Because he is above beyond the rules. He is a pure devotee. But we are at the lower stage, at least me. So it is better to follow the general instructions or tradition of Vedic culture, which is following the ceremony. But the best way is to serve Vaishnavas, feed Vaishnavas, and serve the deity on their name. That is the best benefit one can give, more than so much yajna or different pujas people may do elaborately. But better than that is this. There, Mahaprabhu taught that when he went to Gaya, he circumambulated. He took the food dust, the water bathed, the dust of the Brahmanas, water he drank to relieve his fever, and then he met Iswarapuri, Sri Iswarapuri Maharaj, Sri Madhavendra Puri disciples. So he was initiated at that time. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated Sri Iswarapuri, because this is called a Bhagavati Buddhi, Parabhakti. This is called. Spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna is like, so when we see the spiritual master, we should see it as good as the Lord. Means so much reverence must be there. We must have so much intense love for him, and we must have that eagerness to serve him and please him at any cost. So that's how. That's why he offered obeisances. He did pradakshina of Iswarapuri, and he mentioned many things. Very important. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, this is there. One of the Madhyakanda or Antikanda, I forget. Last chapter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visiting Gaya. That is the chapter title. I don't have the book in front of me, but beautiful description of this wonderful pastime. A lot of lessons to learn, how to conduct ourselves, what to do and what not to do. He did the pradakshina. He told that meeting you has no comparison in this whole world of meeting such an exalted personality, pure devoted Bhagavat, circumambulating you, offering anything, serving in your service, just seeing you itself, all my forefathers, everybody is delivered. I don't even need to do after oblations, anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying many verses like that, describing the glory of a exalted person of the spiritual master. As per Yeshwara Puri, is not an ordinary, even pure devotees of the various levels, such exalted personality. So that is the lesson. So there is a general instruction after doing oblations, sacrifices, the ceremonies. But for devotees, more so, we worship at the temple, we serve devotees, Sunday feast or any feast or Rajbhog, like that, we sponsor, or in the Holy Dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur, like that. So that is the best way to observe, best way to give the credit to on the name of our fathers, grandfathers, on any of the festivals, Radhastami, Rasanga Chaturdasi, Janmashtami. On these days, we can offer on their name, or on Ekadasi days. There are many temples on Ekadasi. There's a special serving prasadam on previous fathers, grandfathers' names. So all these things are very good for their benefit. Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for wonderful nectar of Radharani's pastime. Thank you for the discussion. Prabhuji, Radharani likes Arabi. What else she likes again? We can make to offer her.
Yeah, many things are there. So I haven't personally read, but I heard so that boar, a bear, so yeah, the fruit, the Arabi is for sure is there, and the Goa is there. So these are some of the things we heard. But obviously she's cooking every day new things. But these are some of the things we heard. And whatever Guru likes, spiritual master like, whatever Prabhupada likes, so we can offer also those things, because so the pleasing to Guru is pleasing to Srimad Radharani, because they are direct representatives of Srimad Radharani. Anything we are trying to please any of expansions, then she gets pleasure. So yeah, in that way, Prabhupada likes many items. So we can offer those items as well, along with whatever we can. Arbi is for sure, plum is there. So, and boar is there. These three things are pretty much most of the devotees know. Definitely we can make. Radha Vallabi is another item. Kachori made with urad dal. These are some of the things we have heard from scriptures and various acharyas. I don't have I don't have the references exactly. Don't ask me for the references. I have to look where exactly. But we have some references for in terms of the colors, red ruby, sari, some of the stones, some of the colors she likes to wear. Krishna likes to see her in that particular color dress or something. Those things I have read references, but I haven't seen the references yet for the exact items what Radharani likes. If I find, I will let you. But at least we can go by the statements from what we heard from in our disciplic succession, these items what Radharani likes. So we can definitely offer those items.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
No other questions, we can conclude. Okay, thank you all for your association. Keshav Prabhu, you have a question? If not, we'll conclude.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, you mentioned a very important point that we have to not do services by our own, but rather rely upon Guru so as to get the actual understanding about what different service do we want to do. So for many times, we may not have direct association of the Guru. So how should one person try and understand from the instructions, various different instructions of the Guru, that yes, this is the exact service that I should be taking up? Is it just based upon inspiration, or are there specific clues that we should look out for?
Yeah, important question, good question actually. Yes, definitely we have to hear regularly from spiritual master, and then there are general instructions, because the Guru cannot give direct personal instruction to many, because for many different reasons, because it's not good for disciple. If he gives instruction, if he doesn't follow, it's not good for devotee. So we have to hear and we have to note down many general instruction what Guru says. But the inspiration will come from the heart, as you mentioned. When you submit, when you are sincere, then Lord will inspire. So, but we also hear from Guru's servants. That is the best way to serve. Guru may not give direct instruction, but if you serve Guru, so representatives, Guru has many representatives, especially those who are seriously trying to please Guru and taking his instruction directly and serving. So by being in association with them, by being in touch with them, by understanding what Guru wants us to do, what Guru likes us to do in our services. Obviously, in another way, Shastra is also tells that the deity is the Guru's Sakshat Arityana, Sri Vigrahara, Dhananityana. Guru is always worshipping the deity. Sometimes we jump when Guru is there, or when Guru is in some other place, we neglect the whatever service we have, we jump. No, one or two can go. Okay, if all of you can go also, but still the worship, the deity, because deity is installed by the spiritual master. He's the one establishing the deity Prana Pratishtha. So it's not different from him. He wants that service to continue. Guru never wants. One way Prabhupada said, I want my devotee, the best instruction. I want him to become a pure devotee. That is a key instruction also Prabhupada said. Yeah, obviously he likes to do book devotion, many other things, but he also said, I want you to become a pure devotee. I want you to sincerely chant, nicely worship the deity. Everything has to be nicely done. That's what Prabhupada wants. So always Guru wants our services to be done with attentively, with care and attention, which means serving Vaishnava, serving the deity, serving Srila Prabhupada. So we don't need to explicitly look for particular direct instruction, but this general instruction is always there. But if you still want further explicit instruction, then either you can write and or whenever you meet Guru, you can ask, but it's up. He may or may not give, but we have to accept. If he doesn't give, don't bother him again and don't try or do something. So just accept, because it is not time. Time is not right. We are not qualified yet. We just accept it. But we have to go by his representatives. Guru's representative for sure. They know what Guru wants us to do, and they will instruct. They will give us what Guru likes in terms of the cooking items or in terms of the services. What exactly Guru wants us to do, then we can get. He may ask Guru, okay, this particular devotee is asking, what can he do? This is what I suggested. Maybe any other thing, is that okay, or any other suggestion? Then he may bring more further instructions by confirming with Guru. So that also is there. So generally this is the way, even in Prabhupada time also, that's how it is done. Many of the devotees used to approach Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and other sannyasi disciples because many times Prabhupada was not available, or Prabhupada in some other place. And they became, initially Prabhupada was very much available, but as the moment grew on, Prabhupada was very busy, a lot of things he has to accomplish. So at that time, many sannyasi disciples used to serve, used to help in Prabhupada, assisting Prabhupada on behalf of Prabhupada. They used to respond, reply, give instructions, give services. So yeah, that's what I understood. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Amrutam Prabhu or someone else? There is hand up. Yeah, go ahead, Amrutam Prabhu.
Hey Krishna Prabhu, Dandavatam, Krishna Prabhupada. Prabhu, with your permission, I'd like to share my Guru Maharaj Radhanath Swami and Jayadatta Maharaj's Swami's instruction on this.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
So
you.
you are not
Several.
a cold cough?
Sorry?
A cold or cough?
Yeah, Prabhu, it's just a little congestion.
Okay.
So several years ago, I had asked my Guru Maharaj Radhanath Swami, Maharaj, what specific instructions for me? And he said, it's all there in my lectures. Listen to my lectures. And now there are so many lectures, it was confusing. And as Prabhu mentioned earlier, personal association is hardly anything. When Maharaj comes here, you may meet him just a few times a year. And even when you meet one-on-one, it's just to offer your obeisance and 30 seconds or whatever. So then we asked Jayadvaita Maharaj, there are so many instructions which one to follow, if you listen to the lectures. And Maharaj said, what is the essence? Follow that. What is the one that your spiritual master stresses on most? Follow that. So these two things become instructions are very significant, and it addresses that question: is there a specific instruction that I should follow? And if we make it a habit to spend some time in a day listening to the spiritual masters' pravachan, then we can actually understand what his mood is. And then whatever service we are doing, whether it's cooking or whether it's cleaning or anything, if we do it in that mood, then that would be very pleasing to the spiritual master. Thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, with that, we'll conclude today's session. And see you all in today evening Sunday feast program. Please join us 5:30 to 9. Radhastami is 6 to 9 p.m. on Friday. Please try to be there. Okay, thank you. Vaishnava ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhaktan ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare